You see a lot of coaches being changed in such a short period of time, and I was asking them if they still felt, being on the edge every time the teams don't do really well. I mean, because of your credibility and what you've accomplished, do you still feel, anytime, in spite of all your accomplishments, that you can just be replaced anytime?
Oh yeah, I think that's what keeps you pushing and moving forward. Yeah, I always feel like, if I'm not doing this thing the right way, someone's gonna, look at it and say, let's find somebody else to do it. We're a lot easier to change than, all 12 players, and I think it's all about not so much the winning and losing. I think it's more about the relationships you have with your players, because your players will keep you in your job. That's one thing I've found over the years. Your players will keep you in your job because they will fight for you even during down times.
Yeah.
If you lose the respect or the relationship with your players, management can sense that right away, and that's when they start looking for different coaches or different people. There are a lot of us out there that could run a team, and so you can't run it, I'll find somebody else. I think that's a natural philosophy, not only in the basketball world, but also in the corporate world as well. But it does help that you've had success, because the success allows you ammunition with the players. When you've had the success, you can look at the success, and the players can say, well, he's been successful. You might get a little bit more buy-in than a coach who's coming in fresh, and not having that. So it is a luxury to have that, but it all starts from somewhere. And I tell you, it started for me, 30 years ago. I was fired 3 years into my job.
Not everybody knows that.
No, I was fired in 1993. I was fired. I started coaching in 1989. And I was fired in 1980, but I was rehired within the day.
Within the day?
Within the day.
Okay.
I kind of convinced my way back into the conversation. And again, I think the players stood up for me and said that, we're about ready to do something. And that was, 93 was my very worst year ever with Alaska. And then 94, the next year, they kept me. 94 was my best year to that point. So the players were in my corner, and I think that's why they rehired me.
Coach Bong, how do you allow that in this trend, no, of coaches being changed? I mean, you came in midway through the conference, no, and how do you allow it to influence you, yung ganung trend? I mean, with all that pressure, especially, I mean, with Blackwater, you're trying to rebuild, you're trying to establish your own system over there.
Well, actually, right now we are, when I enter, we are in a process, because it's a change of system a little bit. When I came in, I told the management that I am not a magician. I cannot turn around right away. So he said, it's okay. What is important is we change now. You do the process, and then we see the next conference. So that's why we continuously preparing right now. We continue to practice hard, because right now, as Coach Tim said, my team, me as a coach, is on a low thing right now, and nothing to go, but we have to go up next conference.
Coach Louis, yung expectations, no, when Phoenix got you, because when you were in Alaska, you made the finals a lot of times. How do you manage that expectation para hindi naman sumobra naman yung expectation?
First, I told them that, like what Coach Bong said, I'm not a magician, so we have to process it. So, yung preparation, yung planning, talagang big picture. So, then yung sinasabi mo, yung sa edge ng coaching, I still remember yung college coach ko, si Coach Nemi, sabi niya, Louis, ang coaching always yan, two things lang yan, hired and fired. So, ikaw, pag nakita niya kasi nung naglalaro pa ako na parang masyado akong English sa coaching. So sabi ko, gusto ko kasi mag-coach when I finish my, and he told me, do not try to please anybody. Because the moment na please ka ng isang person dyan, you will please everybody. Just do your thing. Just do your thing and do not be afraid to get fired.
Wow.